Welcome, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Have you ever wondered if that old penny in your pocket could be worth a fortune? Some rare wheat pennies have sold for jaw-dropping prices, and you might be holding one without even knowing it. Today, we're diving into the top 6 rarest and most valuable wheat pennies in the US, coins that could turn a simple penny into a life-changing discovery. We'll show you what makes them valuable, how to spot key features, and reveal some shocking auction prices. So stay tuned, this is one video you don't want to miss. Let's get started. Number 1. The 1944 wheat penny is one of the most exciting discoveries a coin collector can make. At first glance, it might seem like just another old penny, but certain rare features can turn this 1-cent piece into a coin worth thousands. Some have even sold for record-breaking amounts at auction. If you think you might have one, or you're curious about what makes this coin so special, stick around because this could be the most valuable penny in your collection. The Wheat Penny series, also known as the Lincoln Wheat Cent, was produced from 1909 to 1958. It features Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and 2 wheat stalks on the reverse, symbolizing America's agricultural roots. The 1944 version was minted in Denver, which is marked by the small D beneath the date. While millions of these pennies were produced, not all of them are valuable. The real treasure lies in those that have rare errors, high grades, or unique characteristics that collectors crave. So why is the 1944 wheat penny so valuable? It all comes down to rarity, condition, and demand. While most were struck on regular copper planchets, a few were accidentally minted on leftover steel blanks from 1943. These steel planchet pennies are among the rarest finds in numismatics, making them worth a fortune. Even standard copper versions can fetch high prices if they are in exceptional condition. The grading system is crucial in determining a coin's value. A heavily circulated 1944 penny might only be worth a few cents, but one in uncirculated condition can command thousands. Coins are graded on a scale from poor P1 to mint state, MS70. The higher the grade, the sharper the details and the more lustrous the surface. The real money is in coins graded MS65 or higher, as they are considered investment-grade collectibles. Now, how can you spot a valuable 1944 wheat penny? Start by checking the condition. Does the coin have sharp details, a smooth surface, and minimal wear? Next, look for any striking errors that could significantly increase its value. Some key errors to watch for include the repunched mint mark, RPM, where the D appears doubled due to multiple strikes, and the off-center strike, where part of the design is misaligned. Die cracks, which create raised lines on the coin's surface, are another sought-after error. And of course, if you happen to find one struck on a steel planchet, you're looking at one of the rarest pennies in existence. Auction prices for these pennies have been astonishing. A rare steel planchet 1944 penny has sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars, while high-grade copper examples regularly bring in tens of thousands. Even lower-grade specimens with errors can sell for impressive amounts. Now, here's a question for you. Have you ever found an old wheat penny in your collection or pocket change that turned out to be valuable? Share your best coin discoveries in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories. If you do come across a 1944 wheat penny, take a close look because you might be holding a coin worth an incredible $125,000. Keep searching, keep collecting, and who knows? The next great discovery could be in your hands. Number 2. The 1957 wheat penny is one of those coins that often go unnoticed, yet it holds surprising value for collectors and coin hunters alike. It was one of the final years of the Wheat Penny series, making it an interesting piece of U.S. coinage history. While millions were minted, only a select few have become rare treasures worth thousands of dollars. If you have one of these pennies, you might want to take a closer look because certain features and errors could turn it into a valuable collector's item. The 1957 wheat penny features Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, a design that has remained on U.S. pennies since 1909. The reverse showcases 2 wheat stalks, a signature design that symbolizes America's agricultural strength. This was one of the last years before the transition to the Lincoln Memorial reverse in 1959, making the 1957 penny historically significant. While it was struck in both Philadelphia and Denver, the rarest and most valuable ones are those with exceptional condition, unique errors, and high collector demand. So, why is the 1957 wheat penny valuable? First, uncirculated and high-grade examples can fetch impressive prices, especially those graded MS65 and higher. The key factor is the coin's condition. Pennies that have maintained their original red luster are among the most desirable. Additionally, rare era varieties make certain 1957 pennies extremely valuable. Some of these coins were struck with misaligned dies, doubled lettering, or other striking anomalies, making them stand out in the numismatic world. Understanding the grading system is essential when evaluating the value of a 1957 wheat penny. Coins are graded on a scale from poor P1 to mint state, MS70. A circulated penny with wear and tear may only be worth its face value, but a penny graded MS65 or higher can be worth thousands. Collectors specifically look for full red RD examples, meaning the coin has retained its original copper color. Brown, BN, and red-brown, RB, varieties are still collectible, but the brightest, most original-looking coins bring the highest prices at auction. So how can you spot a valuable 1957 wheat penny? Start by checking the mint mark. The Philadelphia minted pennies have no mint mark, while the Denver version has a small D below the date. Next, inspect the coin's surface. Look for sharp details, strong lettering, and any unusual characteristics. A weakly struck coin or one with an off-center design could indicate an error variety, which collectors actively seek. Speaking of errors, there are a few major ones to watch for on the 1957 wheat penny. One of the most famous is the double die obverse (DDO), where the lettering or date appears slightly doubled due to a misalignment in the striking process. Another valuable error is the repunched mint mark (RPM), where the D was stamped multiple times, creating a noticeable shift. Off-center strikes, die cracks, and clipped planchets are also common errors that can increase a coin's value. If you find one of these errors on your 1957 penny, it could be worth far more than just 1 cent. Now, let's talk auction prices. High-grade 1957 pennies, especially those with rare errors, have sold for thousands of dollars. Some of the finest examples have brought in record-breaking amounts due to their scarcity and perfect condition. Even a regular 1957 wheat penny in top condition can be a valuable find, proving that even common dates can turn into treasures if they have the right features. Here's a question for you. Have you ever found an unusual or rare penny in your pocket change or an old collection? Maybe a wheat penny that seemed different from the rest? Share your best coin discoveries in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories. And if you do come across a 1957 wheat penny with the right features, you might be holding a coin worth an astonishing $82,000. Keep searching, keep collecting, and happy coin hunting! Number 3. The 1945 wheat penny is one of those coins that many people overlook, yet it holds hidden value that could surprise even experienced collectors. It may seem like just another old penny, but certain varieties, errors, and high-grade examples have sold for thousands of dollars at auction. If you have one of these in your collection or even in an old coin jar, it's worth taking a closer look because you might be sitting on a small fortune. The 1945 wheat penny belongs to the iconic Lincoln Wheat Cent series, which was minted from 1909 to 1958. It features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, and the reverse showcases 2 wheat stalks with the words 1 cent and United States of America. This design was a staple of American coinage for nearly 50 years, and the 1945 issue marks one of the final years of World War II, adding historical significance to the coin. So, what makes the 1945 wheat penny valuable? While millions were minted, only certain coins hold significant worth. The first factor is condition. A heavily circulated 1945 penny might only be worth its face value, but an uncirculated example with full luster and sharp details can command impressive prices. Additionally, rare mint errors and high-grade specimens are what collectors are willing to pay big money for. Understanding the grading system is essential when evaluating a coin's value. Coins are graded on a scale from poor P1 to mint state, MS70. Circulated coins with visible wear fall between G4, good, and XF40, extra fine, while uncirculated coins start at MS60 and go up to the highly desirable MS65 and MS66 grades. The most sought-after 1945 wheat pennies are those graded MS65 or higher, especially those with a full red RD designation, meaning they have maintained their original bright copper luster. How can you spot a valuable 1945 wheat penny? Start by examining the overall condition. If the details are sharp, Lincoln's hair and coat are well defined, and there is little to no wear, you could have a high-grade coin. Next, check for any striking errors or unusual features. Some of the most valuable errors on the 1945 wheat penny include the doubled die obverse, DDO, where the lettering and date appear slightly doubled due to a misalignment in the minting process. Another key error to look for is the repunched mint mark, RPM, which occurs when the mint mark was stamped more than once, creating a slightly overlapping effect. Off-center strikes, die cracks, and clipped planchets are also collectible errors that can increase the coin's value significantly. Auction prices for the 1945 wheat penny can be astonishing. While lower-grade examples may only be worth a few dollars, high-grade specimens with rare errors have been known to sell for thousands. The most pristine examples, especially those with significant errors, have reached impressive figures at auction, proving that even a simple penny can be a valuable investment. Now, here's a question for you. Have you ever found an old wheat penny in your collection or pocket change that turned out to be valuable? Maybe an error coin or a high-grade example? Share your best finds in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories. And if you do come across a rare 1945 wheat penny, take a close look because you might be holding a coin worth an incredible $94,000. Keep searching, keep collecting, and happy coin hunting! Number 4. The 1953 wheat penny may seem like just another old cent, but what if I told you that some of these coins have sold for thousands of dollars? That's right. This humble penny, if found in the right condition or with rare errors, can be worth far more than its face value. If you have a jar of old pennies sitting at home, you might want to take a closer look. This particular year holds some fascinating varieties and valuable errors that collectors are always on the hunt for. The 1953 Lincoln wheat penny features the classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, a design that has been used on U.S. pennies since 1909. On the reverse, the two iconic wheat stalks frame the words 1 cent and United States of America. This was one of the final years of the wheat penny series before it transitioned to the Lincoln Memorial reverse in 1959, adding a bit of historical significance to this coin. The 1953 penny was struck in 3 locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S, and while millions were produced, only certain ones hold significant value today. What makes the 1953 wheat penny valuable? First, its condition plays a huge role. A heavily circulated penny may only be worth a few cents, but uncirculated examples with bright, original luster can fetch impressive prices. Collectors specifically seek out pennies graded MS65 or higher, with a preference for those with a full red RD designation, meaning they've retained their original copper color. In addition to high-grade examples, rare errors and die varieties make some 1953 pennies extremely valuable. So how can you spot a rare and valuable 1953 wheat penny? First, check the mint mark. The Philadelphia pennies have no mint mark, while Denver and San Francisco pennies have a small D or S below the date. Next, examine the coin's details closely. If Lincoln's features are sharp and there's little wear, you might have a valuable coin. But beyond condition, certain errors can make a 1953 penny worth a fortune. One of the most sought-after errors is the doubled die obverse, DDO, where the lettering and date appear slightly doubled due to a striking misalignment. Another valuable error is the repunched mint mark, RPM, which occurs when the mint mark was stamped multiple times, creating a slight overlapping effect. Off-center strikes, die cracks, and even coins struck on the wrong planchet can also add significant value. If you spot one of these errors on your 1953 penny, it could be worth far more than you expect. Auction prices for the 1953 wheat penny can be astonishing. While lower-grade examples might only bring a few dollars, high-grade specimens, especially those with rare errors, have sold for thousands. The most pristine examples, featuring bright red luster and little to no wear, have fetched record-breaking prices at major coin auctions. Now, here's a question for you. Have you ever found a rare or unusual penny in your collection or pocket change? Maybe a wheat penny with an error or a coin that stood out. Share your best coin discoveries in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories. And if you happen to come across a rare 1953 wheat penny with the right features, you might be holding a coin worth an incredible $78,000. Keep searching, keep collecting, and happy coin hunting! Number 5. The 1949 wheat penny is one of those hidden treasures in American coinage that many collectors overlook. But did you know that some of these pennies have sold for thousands of dollars at auction? That's right. This simple 1-cent piece, if found in the right condition or with rare errors, can be worth far more than its face value. So, if you have a jar of old pennies lying around, you might want to start looking, because you could be sitting on a small fortune. The 1949 Lincoln wheat penny belongs to the classic wheat cent series, which was minted from 1909 to 1958. The obverse features the timeless portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, while the reverse displays the iconic wheat stalks framing the words 1 cent and United States of America. This coin was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S, with millions produced across all 3 mints. However, despite the high mintage, only certain coins from this year hold significant value. What makes the 1949 wheat penny so valuable? First and foremost, condition plays a crucial role. While heavily circulated pennies might only be worth a few cents, uncirculated examples with sharp details and original mint luster can command impressive prices. Collectors specifically seek out coins graded MS65 or higher, and those with a full red RD designation, meaning they've maintained their bright copper color, are particularly desirable. In addition to high-grade examples, rare errors and die varieties make some 1949 pennies exceptionally valuable. How can you spot a rare and valuable 1949 wheat penny? Start by examining the coin's condition. If Lincoln's features are sharp, the lettering is crisp, and there's little to no wear, you might have a high-grade coin. Next, check the mint mark. The Philadelphia pennies have no mint mark, while Denver and San Francisco pennies have a small D or S below the date. Certain mint mark varieties, such as a repunched mint mark (RPM), can increase a coin's value significantly. One of the most sought-after errors on the 1949 wheat penny is the double die obverse (DDO), where the lettering and date appear slightly doubled due to a misalignment during the minting process. Another valuable error is the off-center strike, where part of the design is missing because the coin was not properly centered when struck. There's also the BIE error, a small die crack between the letters B and E in Liberty, which is a favorite among collectors. Other valuable varieties include clipped planchets, die cracks, and even coins struck on the wrong metal planchet. If you spot any of these errors on your 1949 penny, it could be worth a significant amount. Auction prices for the 1949 wheat penny can be surprising. While lower-grade examples may only bring a few dollars, high-grade specimens, especially those with rare errors, have sold for thousands. The most pristine examples, featuring full red luster and no visible wear, have reached record-breaking prices at major coin auctions. Now, here's a question for you. Have you ever found an old wheat penny that turned out to be valuable? Maybe one with an error or an uncirculated condition? Share your best coin discoveries in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories. And if you happen to come across a rare 1949 wheat penny with the right features, you might be holding a coin worth an astonishing $86,000. Keep searching, keep collecting, and happy coin hunting! Number 6. The 1954 DeWitt penny is one of those coins that often gets overlooked. But what if I told you that some of these pennies have sold for thousands of dollars? That's right. This humble 1-cent piece could be worth a fortune if you find the right one. Whether it's a rare mint error, a high-grade uncirculated coin, or a unique variety, the 1954 DeWitt penny is one that every collector should be paying attention to. The 1954 D. Lincoln Wheat penny features the classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, with the word Liberty to the left and the date to the right. The small d below the date signifies that it was minted in Denver. On the reverse, you'll find the two famous wheat stalks, which give this series its iconic name. While millions of these coins were struck at the Denver Mint, not all are created equal. Some are far more valuable than others. So why is the 1954 DeWitt penny considered valuable? First, condition is everything. A well-worn penny from circulation may only be worth a few cents, but an uncirculated example with its original red luster can be worth hundreds, even thousands. Collectors prize high-grade coins, especially those graded MS65 or higher. The best examples are labeled as Red RD by grading companies, meaning they have retained their original copper color without darkening over time. The combination of high grade and rarity makes certain 1954 D pennies incredibly desirable. How can you spot a rare and valuable 1954 DeWitt penny? Start by looking at the details. If the coin has a sharp strike, full details on Lincoln's hair and beard, and no significant wear, it's a good candidate for a high grade. Also, check for mint errors. These can dramatically increase a coin's value. Speaking of errors, there are some fascinating mistakes to look for on the 1954 D penny. One of the most well-known is the repunched mint mark, RPM, error, where the D was stamped onto the coin more than once, creating a slightly doubled appearance. Another valuable variety is the double-dyed verse, DDO, where elements of the date, lettering, or even Lincoln's profile appear doubled due to a misalignment in the die. Off-center strikes, die cracks, and even clipped planchets can also add significant value to a coin. If you find any of these errors, you could be holding a much more valuable penny than you think. Auction prices for the 1954 DeWitt penny vary depending on condition and rarity. A well-worn example might only fetch a few dollars, but a high-grade uncirculated specimen with a strong strike and full red color can reach thousands. If the coin has a rare error, the price can skyrocket even further. Now, here's a question for you. Have you ever come across a rare or unusual wheat penny in your collection or pocket change? Maybe one with an error or a high-grade specimen. Share your best coin discoveries in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories. And if you happen to come across a rare 1954 DeWitt penny with the right features, you might be holding a coin worth an incredible $72,000. Keep searching, keep collecting, and happy coin hunting!